239 Football is brought to you by V-Studio transforms your ideas into unique experiences, video production, photography, streaming, and events in the heart of Naples. Discover more at www.vstudioswfl.com or follow us on Instagram and join our community.
Anthony Riccici Masonry, with over 30 years of experience delivering high-quality masonry work. If you're looking for construction finishes, we are your solution. We offer you quality for your projects, both interior and exterior. Anthony Riccici Masonry, supporting soccer in Naples.
Contact us at 239-450-4470.
LG Home Team. Thinking about selling your house? Buy or sell your home with confidence at LG Home Team. Professional aesthetic preparation. Professional staging that transforms your property. High-quality photography. Official sponsor of 239 Football Naples. Collier Builders Group. CBG Naples. Your partner in high-standard residential remodeling and design in Naples, Florida. We create custom-made spaces with excellence and style, considering every detail and every home. This project is presented by 239 Football Naples. One Way Auto Care, your trusted workshop in Naples, Florida. Maintenance, repairs, and diagnostics with the best personalized service. Your car always safe, fast, and in the best hands. Learn more at
CGPS Accounting Service in the heart of Golden Gate. Over 15 years providing accounting and tax services. Taxes, accounting, payroll, notary services, and more. Call us at 239-434-7400 or on WhatsApp at 239-449-16. CGPS Accounting Service, proud sponsor of 239 Football Naples.
Black Mangrove Woodworks, specialists in wood and metal design and fabrication for residential and commercial projects. From tables and counters to unique decorative structures, everything is handmade with premium quality. Black Mangrove Woodworks, handcrafted wood and metal design and fabrication. BlackMangroveWoodworks.com, official sponsor of 239 Football Naples.
The Gulf Coast Adult Soccer League is the adult soccer league in Naples. Games are played at North Collier Regional Park. 7A side, 11A-side, men's, women's, co-ed, with categories from 18 up to 60 years old. If you're looking to compete, have fun, and connect with soccer lovers of any age, this is your league. 239 Football and Gulf Coast Adult Soccer League, supporting soccer in Naples.
Six Sigma Roofing, specialists in roofing, construction, and remodeling throughout Florida. Protect your home with quality, trust, and fast solutions for every need. Learn more at sixsigmaroofing.com. This message is brought to you thanks to 239 Football Neighbors.
At Super Soccer, we live and breathe soccer, footwear, team apparel, fan gear, and custom uniforms. Now you can print your name and personalize your uniform to represent your team in style. Super Soccer, sponsor of 239 Football.
Argentinos Naples Club, a cultural space for the Argentine community in Naples. Event organization, cultural parties, traditional food, and live band. Join this passion on Instagram and Facebook. Hello, Naples. Good evening, guys. How
are we doing? Welcome to 239 Football. How are you all doing again? Good evening. How are you, Rodolfo, Franco, David? I don't know. Everyone here? Marce.
Oh, look, we're closer together. Look, we're much more than just two. We have a new partner here.
Look, there it is. Gentility. The skeleton.
Pink.
Halloween is coming.
You baptized her already.
How can I?
Rosita.
Rosita, oh well.
Franco, how are you?
Good evening. Very
good. Good. Don't you have any Rosita to keep you company there?
No, not today.
No? Well, but there is
a fan club.
Missing one.
Devin, how are we doing? All good? Good, I'm glad.
You changed the start of the show for something like this. You were a little more... Did you insult yourself? Yes, I see you.
More like a podcast. You're not so tense. Very good. Was there any producer who gave you some advice or something?
I take suggestion. And well, we're already getting to the end. Inter Miami third. At the end of what? At the end of the season? No, I
was looking ahead toward the end of the year. Franco was already sitting there waiting patiently.
At the end of the season, well, Naples only has one game left. Inter Miami is already done with the regular phase. Now they have to play the playoffs. So we're right there. We're getting to the end. And you guys with the UPCL as well. How much do you have left?
No, we still have 3 games left, so that's good. So it was a weekend of draws. Thank you. Both Calusa and us, the state, so everything is very close. There are still 3 or 4 games left. Everyone is within reach of the playoffs, so it's very competitive.
Well, but that's also logical. We're almost into November now, and competitions around the world are coming to an end, right? I mean, also those who play in the playoffs, or
Breaks, if you will.
yes. Those who play in the playoffs, for example, in Mexico, in Argentina, who are also playing playoffs now. They're already getting there. There are 3 or 4 games left. And the group stage is also ending. So in general, football, moment of truth arrives. As we always say, this is when it gets good.
The moment of truth arrives. The important matches, and well, most of the squads, the players, everyone comes in carrying the load of the whole year, everything that entails. And well, we also understand that a bit. Now, let's move on to the topic.
Yes, today we're going to start by talking about Inter, about Messi. What a beast. Because Naples, that is, FC Naples, is going to take up quite a significant part of today's show. Why is that? Well, because we are now in the decisive stage, because this season is coming to an end, because the team started out with very high expectations, gave us hope throughout the entire tournament, and now some results have come about that make things uncomfortable or put that important 4th place a bit in jeopardy. Now, it no longer depends on Naples, so we're going to start with Inter. And then, yes, we will dedicate a good part of the show to the Naples. And I'm telling you all, you need to put the WhatsApp number on the screen so people can call that number, so they can call up. That's okay, right? If they call us at that number, let them call, or it's...
Or send a message, but if they want to call us and talk and share their opinion about what they're seeing, especially about FC Naples, the local people who were there on Saturday supporting the team.
Because today we want to hear from you, today we want to listen to you. 239 Naples football then. We want to hear from the people of Naples. This is your space. Short if you want, with a call. Well, yes, I've been on the pitch. I haven't been on the pitch. I like this, I like this, I like that. We can improve here, we can... whatever you want, with respect. No, don't take the sauce out of life. No, nothing, with respect. Don't take away their sauce. Yes, no, but... yes, I'm going to put myself in charge.
Yanda, please, say.
Little rope. Let's talk about Messi, which is what you've been waiting for. Introduce the Inter Miami segment for me, since Inter won 5-2 away in Nashville and has this same team as their opponent in the playoffs, this same rival. So introduce the Inter Miami segment for me.
Six Sigma Roofing, leaders in roof inspection and construction in Southwest Florida. We offer you room remodeling and even complete renovation of your property. We can also build the house of your dreams. We have various models for you to choose from. We are in Fort Myers, 23988866613, or at 2398394.
2-4-3. All right, as we watch the footage of Mascherano's team winning away, they finished 3rd, as we were saying, and the Cincinnati team, which is in 2nd place, won't earn any points. It didn't happen, obviously, since they were already playing against an eliminated team. And, well, there's the lineup with Wagan and Jordi Alba, the 2 center backs, the usual pair, 2 holding midfielders, Busquets and DePaul, and then the forwards, right? It's the same thing we always talk about. When Mascherano has the ball, it's a show and they score goals. But when it comes to
Defending, it's a
problem. It's a problem because even though Messi, he swallowed Wynn's lineup, yeah. It's a problem because Messi, even though I see him agile, I see him quick. I really do see Messi as agile. Since he came back from his injury, I see him fast. I see him really sharp. But obviously, I mean, he's 37, I think, so we can't expect him to cover space behind the line of the ball every time the opposing team attacks?
No, it's a bit like what we've been saying every time we analyze Inter Miami or Messi. Well, look, it's Messi the athlete. It's Messi the international star. When he's doing well, obviously the team does very well, no matter if Marcelo makes a face. That's just the reality. And, well, when I think there are 2 or 3 MLS teams with a much higher level, a better collective level than Inter Miami. When they come up against those opponents, that's obviously when Inter Miami struggles. And, well, especially in the defensive phase, which is where we always say that soccer here in the United States still has a lot to develop and learn, right? But when it comes to the attacking half, well, what the little guy does is incredible. I mean, it's enough. He could play for another 10 years. Yes, but
Look, Devin, while we sort out the images, if you want, you can go ahead and put up the tape. We'll switch things around. It's no problem. Let's look at the tables first, heading into the playoffs. But I don't know if you agree with me, if you all agree with me. Franco, same for you. I'm seeing it very quickly. Messi, I'm seeing him really sharp.
Pablo says that Messi only plays well at Inter Miami, which kind of implies that in Argentina, not anymore. Thanks, we've lost him.
Someone took it.
I'll take it. Thanks, excuse me. Look at the...
Football, how is it going, Pablo? You watch football backwards. Congratulations, congratulations. Well, Pablo, when it comes to football, what do you think about it? You seem to watch the game in reverse, which is quite interesting. Congratulations, congratulations again.
You watch football backwards, Pablo. Pablo or Pablo? Pablo or Rumi Romero? Ah, Pablo. I think he's trying to provoke us, Pablo, right? I think so. No, what happens is that I can
understand what Pablo is saying in the sense that, well, he doesn't really have... I mean, the level of football that the Argentine national team has is very high. The competition for every position and the coaching staff, well, Messi obviously always has something extra, and he's going to do whatever he wants in the national team and play as many minutes as he feels he can play. But, well, it forces you to maintain that very high elite level of the Argentine national team, which here at Inter Miami I don't think is the case. Here, obviously, from midfield forward, maybe I
need, just like he understands what's being said, maybe I need a translator because I don't understand.
What I mean is that in Argentina, and
that he still hasn't started with the shifting yet because he picks up on those Beccacetti terms. He really picks them up. It's different.
When he plays in the Burger League here, he scores 3 goals, but when he plays internationally against these players, it's much better. Now it gets complicated for them.
Are you going to say what you said off camera? Are you going to say what you said off camera? Or are you going to chicken out? Did you like that? What is the Burger League like? Like the championship of the burger? I don't want to ask. Can I say the league? I didn't say anything.
What is the Cheeseburger League like? Yes.
Something like that. Hamburger League.
But anyway, that's kind of what Pablo is trying to refer to. I understand that, well, the competitions, I
understand that when Teo Almada has come in and had his chance, he's done it perfectly. He's done very well. But guys,
what more can you ask of Messi in the national team? Because let's try to put ourselves, just for a moment, about 10 months from now, when the World Cup is actually being played. What would you genuinely ask of Scaloni, the coach? Because as we often say, at Inter Miami, Messi really doesn't need to do much in order to make a real difference. In a World Cup, unless you get the Faroe Islands, which now with so many teams could happen, but it won't always be the case, the level is different. What is expected of Messi? What would a coach ask of Messi? Because now he's already 37, 38 years old.
Look, specifically speaking about what a coach would ask of a key player, let alone the best player in history, right? I mean, backed by the numbers beyond personal preference. Some will say Diego Armando Maradona, others, but the numbers show he's the greatest football player of all time. That is, it's about helping to manage the locker room and making sure the younger players learn from him. Okay? Then, obviously, there will be a match where he'll play for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20, or maybe the first 45, depending on the opponents Argentina faces as they progress in the World Cup. But having someone like Messi active in the locker room where players can look at him, talk to him, chat with him, it's not just about the coach or the squad for the 90 minutes plus the 5 minutes of stoppage time, the 95 minutes on the field, especially in a competition like the World Cup where the players are living together for 30 days. We're talking about waking up at 8 in the morning, having a first training session. Thank you. They have a gym training session, have breakfast, then they have 2 or 3 hours of free time to drink, mate, then they go to lunch, and after that, they take a nap. All of that helps build bonds, they talk, they connect, and there's also a generational change happening in the Argentine national team. And those young players coming up, listening to the experience and advice that Leo Messi can give them, honestly, that's a huge advantage.
Of course, that's obviously because it's Messi and because his teammates admire him so much. He makes a difference. Even when he's not at full throttle, he still stands out and impacts those around him. But I was referring more to what happens on the field from a football perspective. The thing is,
what happens is that the reality you just described, Carlos, hasn't happened yet. Which one? Which is kind of the reality. Like Diego in 97, let me put it that way. That Diego who would come on for a bit at Boca and then leave. Messi isn't at that stage yet. Messi has started in the matches he's played in the qualifiers. He's decided qualifiers at 37 years old. So it's not like that, well, Messi is only good for 20 minutes. No, the guy goes out and plays the full 90.
So
I don't know if the Messi of today, November 2025, or well, October 2025, will be the same as at the World Cup. If he arrives in the shape he's in now,
I don't think that will.
see him like, hey, I'm only good for 20 minutes, so I'll just close out the game for you.
If he doesn't get injured between now and the World Cup and keeps playing regularly, for me, Messi will arrive at the World Cup as a decisive player. A Messi who can decide matches, a true Messi.
Although I differ a bit on that. I think the team will revolve a bit more around Julian. You see it in the matches against Atletico de Madrid. The guy plays like a veteran. He plays as a number 9. He plays up front. He does whatever he wants. And at times it seems like the team revolves around Julian, and Messi steps back a bit, just plays and moves the ball, nothing more.
He keeps it up for 90 minutes against Red Bull New York, but against Brazil, it's not the same.
No, obviously there are a couple of teams in the South American qualifiers that we could compare. Well, Bolivia has caught up a little now. They have a small generation that can do a bit more, but still, when they play away, it's not the same. Yes, that's exactly why. If Lionel Messi was truly up to the task, then Messi was up to the task even in the most challenging and demanding matches he ever played with the Argentine national team. That's why, for that very reason, it's a great and important test now as he moves forward into the highly competitive MLS playoffs. But I repeat, I see him looking lively with that remarkable flexibility, that impressive speed, that quick and sharp reaction, and that explosive short burst of energy that sets him apart from others. I think that if he doesn't get injured between now and the World Cup, he'll arrive with the potential to be the kind of Messi who decides games. And if
the Argentine national team doesn't schedule 20 friendlies between now and the World Cup, no, I think they have
Confirmed before the start of the World Cup, the same organization that handled the games against Venezuela and Puerto Rico. I think they have 2 more matches, one against Mexico and the other against Honduras. Did they
cancel the one they were going to play? No, the one in Chicago.
No, that's for the grand final. The grand final?
That's still on, right?
Yes, but it's scheduled for March. They're going to play it, but it all depends on whether Spain qualifies for the World Cup.
The next match
is against Nashville in the first round. Yes, that's Inter Miami, but
we were also talking about the national team.
yes, with Inter Miami, they face the same opponent. And well, the series is decided in a best-of-3 format. That's really good. I support that.
I support that. It's something the NBA does as a best-of-7, and sometimes football is unfair in long tournaments, especially in playoffs or tough cups like the Champions League or the Libertadores, where you have the best teams in the world in the continent, and you only get one match, home or away, and if you have a bad day, that's it. Yes, or a mistake, sometimes it happens, whether it's a referee's error, a VAR decision, or a player's mistake, it can set you back 6 months, a year of work gone. That's the only thing, well, I mean, within the structure of the Hamburger Championship, as Franco calls it here, I do appreciate that at least with a best-of-3 or even a best-of-5, you can really see which of the 2 teams is actually better.
It's not bad, but it wouldn't be bad either. Thank you. That in 2 matches, if the higher-seeded team wins one and draws the other, they get the sporting advantage. I don't see that as so unfair either. Because here it's best-of-3, you have to win 2 out of 3. It's true that you have the advantage that if there's a third game, you play it at home. That's fine, but because now Inter plays the first game in Miami, the second in Nashville, and if there's a third,
well,
there you go, but that's just an example. I'll give you an example from football in the lower divisions in Argentina where the Nacional B is being decided. So there are 2 groups. And also now it's the quarterfinals of home and away. But in case of a tie, in goals and points, or if both matches end 0-0, the team that's better ranked advances. There are 2 teams from different groups where one finished 4th with 56 points and the other finished 5th with 64 points. But the other one goes to the semifinals, even though the other team had more points. So if we look at it statistically, it's unfair. What does that
tell me? Look, just this afternoon, I was thinking that I was going to talk about this topic with you guys. What does this tell me? Because in the MLS, if you look at the overall table, we have the top 3 teams from the Eastern Conference. The top 3 are there up to Inter Miami, and I think Inter Miami got 63 points. I can't remember if it was 65 or 63. And the first team from the Western Conference is 4th overall, meaning the top 3 scored more points than the top team from the other conference. There you have it. What does that tell me? This conference, the Eastern Conference, where Inter Miami is easier. That's why you got more points. How do we interpret that?
No. For me, there's a bigger gap between the 4 or 5 teams fighting at the top and the 4 or 5 teams fighting at the bottom. Therefore, the other area is more even. It's more even. And yes, at first reading, but not.
It means that those in the East are not better, for example. I can show you
That too, as well, you know?
There are very strong teams there, you know? Angels.
I don't know if it's good. I wouldn't say good. What makes sense is that those from the West eliminate each other on one side and those from the East on the other. How is it in the NBA? It's the same, so it's not like you can face someone from the West and then you say, well, there's an injustice. A certain consistency is maintained, unlike
In the lower divisions in Argentina, where it's not like that, it's the qualifiers. So first the top 2 play a final, and the one who lost the final now joins in at the quarterfinals, which also had problems. I don't know if you saw the one between Puerto Madryn and Gimnasia Jujuy. It was suspended due to threats. Well, I have information. Don't miss the card scandal. Nice, nice. We can't really talk about that here because football in Argentina is so complex, especially at this stage of the promotion playoffs and in the interior of Argentina, like what happened in Jujuy.
But it just can't be that every time there's a card scandal, 80% of the red cards go to referees from Argentina. And I'd gladly give them out if they're bad.
They're good. They're good. But football is complicated in Argentina, Rodo. Football doesn't just depend on the players or the coaches.
It's complicated. I'm not going to say things I can't prove, but what just happened backs me up, guys. A match was suspended because of alleged threats from club officials inside the referee's dressing room. So strange things happen in Argentina. So
that's not complicated, that's corrupt. So
that's not about whether the referee is good or bad or made a mistake. It's that strange things happen. That's for the card. For me, that happened.
This time it was reported, but it's normal.
Yeah, well,
in this case, it was reported, and that's where you have to look at the information you have. But in every match, at this stage, it happens. It happens. Unless, I don't know, well, you go and someone takes 2 or 3 shots, then yes, obviously that's a decisive event. That little bit of pressure from the club officials, from the people who come up to the referee's locker room, that's always there. The question is, why is it happening right now? And why is it happening with a team from Puerto Madryn, where we sometimes talk about favoritism? And then there's Jujuy, which also, Jujuy made a big financial investment to get promoted, but they're not friends.
With anyone.
And well, there it is, but they have a lot of money. That's why I think that's part of the problem.
So, Franco, you were actually born here, but you also have some family roots from over there. What do you want to say? No. Because you often hear us talking about these kinds of things, and perhaps you also hear about gunshots. It's actually happened to me in Argentina. I have personally experienced a shot being fired into the air at a stadium, which was quite a moment.
Or someone opens the door, peeks out with a 9mm, just flashes it like that, and then goes back inside. I mean, that's it. It's nothing. Sorry, my mistake. I meant to go in, and I got the wrong place. Oh, it was just a mistake.
I mean, I think it happens in Uruguay. I think it happens in Ecuador. I think it happens in other countries too. But you who were born here have lived your whole life here and also know what goes on in South America. Something like that is unthinkable here. It's crazy. No.
Here, matches are suspended until they find the person responsible. That doesn't happen here. And no, I know that doesn't surprise me because I'm plugged into social media and I see everything that's going on, so I already know how it is. If here in
high school they kick me out as a coach and I have to leave the stadium.
If not, the match doesn't start.
So just imagine. And if a parent insults someone, they also kick the parent out of the stands, which is fine, well.
But anyway, I mean, as a referee, I can tell you those are the rules or regulations that are handed down to the referee, which I often don't agree with. No, that's perfect. Many times on the field, I have to do things I hate doing, but I have to do them because they're regulations handed down to us.
Still, I feel like you enjoy it. Just like Pablito enjoyed it on Sunday, like I told you. Marisi sending you a hug. Pablito Marisi, you called a penalty on me in the last minute. Good thing the goalkeeper saved it, otherwise we wouldn't have invited you back to the show today.
There you go. I set you up for that one. That's it. So
we've wrapped up the Inter-Miami topic, and now we'll move on to the local team. Yes.
Yes. Well, we're
in a really tough spot, facing a difficult situation.
No.
Because we said we were going to go for it.
We're in a tough spot. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. We'll be right back in a minute so we can fix something, because let's see if at least we can check out the standings and Messi's goals. That would be amazing. All right, let me check something, because to wrap up the Inter-Miami topic, there's an MLS match going on right now. Since the 8th and 9th place teams, the 8th and 9th have to face off. And from there, the last team to qualify for the playoffs comes out. In this case, Chicago is playing at home, and they're beating Orlando 2-0. So from there, the opponent for the number one team in the zone will come out, because these are the 8th and 9th place teams, and those two play a sort of play-in match. Instead of going straight from 1st to 8th, they go from 1st to 7th for sure, and the 8th and 9th eliminate each other. Give me a moment, we'll be right back. We're going to fix the guy's camera, and then we'll return.
Hi.
Hey guys, how are you? Look how nice it turned out. Look how good it is.
It looks. Well, you have to improvise. You have to improvise a little when things don't go as planned. We said that Orlando is losing 2-0 to Chicago. And meanwhile, in our league, in USL 1, our Naples played at home on Saturday. Well, Naples lost at home 1-0 against the Velocity. Another one of those matches they needed to win to secure 4th place. And the loss dropped them to 5th, because this same Velocity team that came here on Saturday and won 1-0 went to Portland yesterday and played their postponed match. Do you remember there were matches that still needed to be played, and the standings showed that some teams had fewer games played? Well, now everyone has played 19 matches. But this same Velocity team left here, went to Portland to play their postponed match against Portland, one of the teams fighting for 4th place with Naples, and lost 6-1 yesterday. Yeah, that's right. So everything turned out the opposite of what was expected. I mean, they lost at home. And on top of that, the result that would have been better, which was for Velocity to beat Portland, ended up with them losing 6-1. And now Naples no longer depends on themselves for 4th place. Naples is already in the playoffs.
It's clear that, well, sometimes as long as it depends on your own team, right? Well, once it starts to depend on other results, that's something you can't control. But as was said very well, we were there on Saturday at the stadium. We saw it. The team honestly isn't. It's a bit like what we talked about with Jan. They seem a little unmotivated, a bit tired as well.
Like they're running out of gas in the final stretch? Yes.
Like the player is relaxed, as if just reaching the goal of qualifying for the playoffs is enough. And in my opinion, this is a personal opinion, I mean, always thank you. Practically, it's always the same 11 or 12 players who play, and that also leads to a sense of relaxation. So, the substitutes, I've seen some players warming up, and honestly, they've spent more time and covered more ground running on the sidelines than some of the players on the field, and they never even got to play. And well, that causes a lack of motivation, so the team isn't fully competitive at times. Still, I think we have one last chance left on the road. I was hoping that Naples would at least get the chance to play the first playoff game at home. And now that's looking tough.
Now, the big question is, what do the fans think?
Let's see, let's find out. Here we have Eric. So Eric was there at the stadium. He's someone who really follows the team closely. So, well, if you want, Rodolfo, what do you think? Let's listen to him.
Yes, you can call the show's WhatsApp number and share your opinion. Eric, how are you?
Very good evening to everyone. How's it going? How are you all?
Good. We're here. Well, talking about the Naples team, we were at the stadium on Saturday with high hopes, but it didn't happen. Were you there?
Yes, I was watching the match. One of the things I noticed, especially in the second half, I think they're missing a number 10 who can break through the lines. In my opinion, the FC Naples team plays very statically. There's no one breaking the lines so that players like Ferrin, who's number 23, personally, I really like the way he plays, can get involved. I think he got injured around the 32nd minute of the second half, and from there it went downhill because he was doing a lot of hard work down the right side of the field, but apparently he had to leave the pitch due to an unfortunate injury. But at the moment, there's really no one else who can break through those defensive lines of
The defense.
of the opposing team.
What we always talk about, Carlos, is that Matt Pollan doesn't play with a playmaker. I mean, they're definitely missing that number 10, that playmaker. But, well, he plays in a different way. He plays with wingers. He often uses 2 central midfielders. So the formation doesn't really allow for that typical playmaker unless one of the 2 central midfielders pushes forward, but they don't really have that quality either.
Well, what I like about the FC Naples team, what I like is that they're organized at the back. They play very organized.
We send you a hug, and let's give a chance to anyone else who wants to call in. As a fan, what do you like the most, just to wrap up? When do you go to see Naples? What do you like the most? What do you experience in general, let's say?
What I like most is being able to watch with friends, being there with my son, and the safety at the stadium. I really enjoy the pregame, sharing with the guys. And one of the reasons I've gone regularly to the games is because of the pregame, because of the 239 supporters group, because I feel uplifted with them. When I go, it's like something for family, something about friendship. And then there's the football itself. But yes, it's a good environment for my family, for my kids, for the community. Because honestly, you really enjoy it. What we used to enjoy in our countries, it's like a little piece of that you can see and feel what you used to enjoy back home.
A big hug, my friend. Thank you, Eric. Thanks for waiting. Thanks for calling.
That's all. Congratulations on the show and greetings to everyone.
All right, thank you.
There you have a Naples supporter who goes to every game expressing this moment. This moment, I don't know what to call it, complicated. I mean, let's say if before the tournament started, someone told me, sign here. If they told me 5th place, I would have signed. I think we all would have been happy to finish 5th. What happened is that, well, then we got a taste of success. We saw that at one point we could not just 5th or 4th, we could even get 3rd, and why not even snatch 2nd place? And so we got excited, the bar was raised, and now it's like 5th place doesn't satisfy us anymore. But well, it would be nice to get that 4th place to secure home advantage. So for people to understand what needs to happen, that 4th place no longer depends on Naples. It doesn't depend on FC Naples. What needs to happen is that Naples has to win their match against Charlo. Charlo is in 8th place. They have Alta 2 points behind them, who are in 9th. So if Charlo loses and Alta wins, Charlo is out of the playoffs. So they're not coming here for a stroll. They're coming to fight for the last playoff spot.
No one. That's always the structure. No, well, not at this stage. Like I said before, there are teams that maybe aren't fighting for anything, but sometimes there's some incentive, some rival that's always fighting for something. There's always something. Is there an incentive here? Yeah, well, I don't know. No, say it. No, wait. But is it wrong to have an incentive? You go to work on Saturdays at your job and they pay you triple, right? And is it wrong for a player to be told, look, if you run a little harder? Oh, does that happen? Oh, but from their own team. Huh? From their own team. What? An incentive from your boss? From your boss? Or from another team that encourages you to run a little harder? Because that's frowned upon.
For me, there's nothing wrong with it. What's wrong is when someone throws the game. What's wrong is bribery. For me, it's not wrong if you give me a reward for helping you. First and foremost, I mean, I don't need it. I always give my best. But if it comes, I'm sorry, but that's wrong. That is not correct.
That's a stretch. Impossible. What? Look, bribery is wrong, but if someone gives me an incentive to win, that's fine.
No, but it's a reward. It's much older than the sun, but it's still wrong. It's a reward. It's a forced reward. No, but no one is going to tell me otherwise. If you have something big backing you, you put in more. You have another incentive. Why don't we pay a fan over there to start cheering in the stand? To get them to start singing a bit, right? No, but we have someone else who wants to speak. Me.
I don't get that thing. I've never understood it my whole life. Let me explain. I haven't argued about it because I think, how is it okay for a third party to come and incentivize me? But bribery is not, huh? Bribery is not. Let me explain. No, bribery, I understand that's to make you throw the game. This is an incentive. They're the same thing. To win, a third party pays you to do something you should already be doing without payment. And if you were going to do it anyway,
Let me explain. When you still have something at stake, when there are possibilities, you have motivation. Here, you're doing it for yourself. But when you have nothing left to play for and you're just drifting along, and on top of that, there's no relegation here, you're just waiting for the season to end so you can go on vacation. Thank you. You're not playing for anything. The match feels like a burden. You think, I have to go all the way to Florida to play. But... And so when you have a bonus that comes from somewhere else, almost like an incentive. Bonuses are in the contract. It's terrible.
For nothing at all.
That adds a different tone to it, contributing to the overall sound. Why is it?
Strange. Bonuses are in the contract.
Great. So the contract is repeated.
Well, and why?
Do I have to accept that he comes to give me my money? But that's the last thing I'm going to risk. What do you mean you're in third place? The president gives me a salary.
As a coach, but if I make it to the playoffs, I want an extra bonus.
Perfect. It's your team and your president, not some outsider who comes and says, hey, look, since you're doing terribly here, I'll give you this house. Mars, thank you. No, what do you mean, thank you? But listen to me. But it's the same thing.
Wait. Don't sum it up by saying that an outsider comes to give you money so you'll play better. It's not quite like that. Focus on this scenario.
I
am focused. I have to go play in California. They're rewarding you. They're rewarding me, but you're the one rewarding me. No. I can't help but laugh. Wait, ma'am.
You who are watching us, where are you? Here it is. This is what's wrong with football. This idea that if it's to win, it's fine. But if you don't let me finish speaking...
Let me explain how it is. Because then he jumps in and says, you guys have never been on a field. I know how it is. Listen to me. Wait, listen. I live in Florida. I have to go all the way to the other side, travel 3-4 hours, hotel and everything. I have a crappy week. I don't talk to the coach. With my teammates, we can't beat anyone. We train half-heartedly. My legs feel heavy. I don't want anything more to do with this season. I just want it all to be over, and I have to go play a crappy match that costs me. I don't know how much, and no, wait, and I have to go, yeah, fine, my president pays me $5. Great, yeah, it's my salary. I deserve it because I work for it. Now, with all this context I just explained to you, which is a lousy atmosphere, someone comes along, listen to me, someone comes along. And not only does he give me the 5 my president pays me as a salary, but he gives me 15, and you know how I run, you know how I go, just like that. I go, I'm going to eat you up, and it's the most logical thing in the world, right? How could it not be the most logical? Of course it is.
But how could that be logical? You don't work for money. Let me send a message to some luthier to bring me a violin because poor thing, they pay you to play. He plays soccer, poor guy, and he has to travel. Oh my God!
You know what worries me? That I'm the one saying it and I'm a coach. But this gentleman is a referee. I mean, you get what I mean? Hey. No.
Justice? What are you trying to say to me? What motivation does he have? Let me tell you something. This discussion is real.
This is real.
This is the first time that finally somewhere there's been a serious discussion about how bad this is. Because, no. Now,
as a referee, you have to choose that match, which is not for nothing. I mean, it's the same. You're unmotivated, everything. It means that with 5 more pesos, yeah, just a little bit. Look, it's cold. I didn't get my coffee.
I have to go to the store and the field is really far away. Look, I'll tell you something else. Poor guy who comes to Naples, who has to go to the beach. But let me talk, damn it, if you don't let me talk. Let me talk, because if not, you attack me. Look, you can't sit here. No, because
an official wrote here, referee, coach, he's everything Lorenzo Martinez. And he says, morally, it's unacceptable to receive money, whether to go forward or to go backward. Okay, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying how it affects a player. A player who's at rock bottom, unmotivated, and you give him a suitcase full of dollars like this, he's got a different motivation. Don't tell me he doesn't. And that's just how it is, naturally. But me, as a referee, no, because as a referee, I'm never unmotivated because I always win, I never lose. I always win. Why? Because I go and do my job, they pay me for that, and I don't depend on the result. It has nothing to do with it.
There's something I know. If someone was a businessman throughout his career and all, they refereed us and suddenly showed up with luxury cars. But when you look at the numbers each month, he has the
same car for 15
years in total.
No, there's no one. We're not talking about you. It's terrible, I'd say. He wants to get pity with everything he says. Like the guy who travels, poor thing, he travels to play football. That he has had the same car for 15 years. No, I mean...
Buddy, poor thing. But did you hear the context? But football is a job.
I'm with you, Rodo, and that's where I relate it to any other job. You work Monday to Friday, 40 hours at any job, and if you go in on Saturdays or Sundays or on your day off, they pay you double or triple, and that happens in any job. So morally, that would also be wrong. Why? And if you're doing it the rest of the days for that amount of money, why do you do it that day for double or triple? Well, that would also be wrong. No, but that's a contract. That would be wrong too. No,
I'm not arguing. No, this
is just my opinion. I'm just saying that. But I just don't understand the basis of
saying, I'm going to go in happier.
Guys, it's a reward. You gave out rewards, a reward. Guys, let's get organized. A bonus. But let's
get a little organized. How did all this start? Because you guys said, oh, what? Is he going to play more and get paid more? Yes, obviously, yes. Yes, of course. But that's wrong. But I'm not talking about morality, whether it's right or wrong. I'm telling you that if a player plays even if it's not much, even if it's for nothing, and you put a suitcase full of dollars in front of him, he has a different motivation. A suitcase full of dollars. That's already...
The situation as you're describing it is gangster-like. No, seriously, I can already picture these gangster scenarios. I mean, I imagine him today like that, totally demoralized. Where was this guy born? Did he come from Mars or something? Whoa! They brought me a little rose. No, it's made of diamond and platinum, huh? Today, guys, the ball comes to me, okay? Today! That's it, pass. No, life can't be like this. You've become Americanized. Tell that to football. Where are you from? From Mars? What's wrong with us? For someone like me, who always saw it from afar, being able to be a footballer, thinking that a guy says, no, who are we playing against today? No, I stayed at home.
Well, but there are players like that.
Well, then I suppose that makes me...
What happens a lot in these cases is last game, you're in Florida, you have to go to California, and there's nothing to play for. He's playing football in the last practice. Where is he going? Big faker, we call him, big faker. Oh, a little pull here, a little pull. Where is he going to play for, Pampa?
Oh, poor thing, really?
But what's left for you? What do you have left? He was telling the doctor, like, hey, look, it hurts here. And the doctor already knows what's up and says, life is so unfair. Kind of saying, come on, I want to stay and you want me to ask. And well, that's what it's about.
I'm also going to call the cardiologist now. Otherwise, something might happen to me. Just imagine a guy saying, hey, I'm not going to nay.
We have Christian waiting on the line to see if you want to share your thoughts about FC. Please. I don't know if you're for or against incentives, like when they motivate you to run a little harder.
It happens in every way. Incentives. When you work too, if you have a boss who encourages you, you work better.
Right? There you go. Yes, that's what we're saying. And in football, that's frowned upon, at least for my colleague Marcelo. But it's not the same thing.
Hold on. No, well, after Christian finishes, because he called, I imagine, to talk about, listen.
How do you see FC Naples now in these final matches? This is the last game we have in the regular season on Saturday at home. Not only do they have to win, but they also have to wait for another result. But the debate kind of started with Eric, who is a fan and also supports the team. For us in the last few matches, even when the team, they had that streak of several consecutive wins. It's like the fans don't really feel represented, even beyond the team's victories and the achievement of making the playoffs because of the team's style of play. I don't know what you think.
No. The team has its moments when it plays well. Like Diana said the other day, we have to take advantage of playing at home when they come here. The heat bothers them, the humidity bothers them. We need to take more advantage of that. And then not concede so many goals. The other day we conceded a lot of goals, and I don't know, they were just kicking the ball into the stands.
I remember we were right there, 3 or 4 of us, right under the goal, weren't we? And we should have a little more
affinity, for instance, in some cases, whatever.
It is.
But anyway, let's wait and see what happens this Saturday. And we were really convinced we were going to win, but well, sometimes you just can't. It's football.
All right, sending you a hug. Thanks for calling.
Thank you very much.
For calling. No, it's just that everyone was, I had to do interviews with people before the match, and everyone was, the most common prediction people gave was a 2-goal difference for Ney, 2-0, 3-1, 4-2. What happened?
What happened? Did the kid explode?
Lea Sosa finally appeared. Lea Sosa was thinking about him. I knew I was thinking about him. He says, stop. Come on. Lorenzo says again, in most leagues and federations, that is considered a form of third-party bonus. And it is prohibited by FIFA and by many national leagues because it affects the integrity of the game. Yeah.
But all that has to be done.
Check it out. How are you doing?
According to the referee here, who was officially federated, he said, do you really know or can you truly understand how it changes your soul and spirit? Ah, how nice. Just in case, a large suitcase full of things.
Dollars. Don't twist what I said.
Life changes when you find a suitcase full of dollars. Don't twist it, no. I get up in the morning
feeling bad. The
coffee is bitter, and I find a suitcase full of dollars, and suddenly I'm motivated. Yes, of course.
If they pay you $8 an hour, you'd be happy to go to work. You've got some nerve. What are you trying to tell me? No, what are you trying to tell me? I have to go anyway, sir. No. It's not the same being a footballer. Don't try to change it on me now. No, if you're going to say things I didn't say, no, it's not the same.
Let's settle this outside. It's better for the show. If you are going to
say things I didn't say, I don't allow you to use my office. Real white water. No. Because I never said that it is right or that it is legal or anything like that. I said that the player takes it very well and gets motivated and has an incentive. My fault. And he said,
Do you know how his face changes? Obviously. And what, you think it doesn't? I'm telling you, of course it changes. Do you know how his face changes? Do you have any doubt? Do you have any doubt?
do you have any doubt?
We have to go play in Naples where there's a spot, man. Ah, the suitcase. The suitcase. Let's go. Oh, guys! Let's go, guys.
Guys, this week it's not 5, it's 20. Come on, these 20 will change our lives. You think it doesn't matter, but you'll play with a different energy. That's where the problem comes in. You'll play with a different energy, you'll play with a different energy. That's how it works because I put you...
Well, you know.
Did you hear what he just said? I can't believe it. This is not...
No, I didn't actually hear. I really want to read Lea's message because Lea is a player.
No, and Lea must have first-hand information because his brother is a starting member of the Puerto Madrid team we were talking about earlier, the one that was canceled in Jujuy because of the pressure on Comensenia, right? On the referee.
Very good, very good. What is it, Lea? Let's see. What?
Lea?
Lea? Now he's really going to get mad. You know.
At the people now. No, that's all we needed. Here. As the captain of a lower division club, I've gone to collect rewards paid by presidents of other clubs to win a match.
Lea, but you completely ran out of money. Where's the incentive, honestly? If I realize it...
The match is, wait, hold on a second. As a captain of a team, and we're talking about this, it brings the situation much closer to what I was saying at the beginning. Put yourself in the situation I'm describing, and this is clear. Playing for a lower division team, they didn't have enough to support their families. So, if your club pays you 5, and that's not enough to support your family, and someone else comes along and offers you 20 to win, and with that you can live for a month, you have another... But it's not guaranteed that you'll win. It doesn't matter, but it's not guaranteed. But you have another motivation. I told you about this. Do you know that the same person
who paid you to win, how long do you think it'll be before they pay you to lose? Come on, come on. Of course, come on. Of course. Come on, come on. And I'll give you an example. Gimnasia in the year 1995.
Marcino's goal. Independiente scored the goal.
Everyone was looking around saying this shouldn't have happened. Come on, man. How long before they pay you to lose? What will you ask to lose? What world do you live in? What world do you live in? No, for God's sake, come on. No.
No. Let's go. No, you're talking about different things. No, totally different things. Now you're talking about bribery, for God's sake. Now you're talking about bribery. It's the same thing. No, once you accept it.
You got involved in their game. No, man. You got involved in their game. How could I not? No, man, no. How could I not? No, because I'm going to win. That's it. End of story. After that, if you want, I'll tie it in with the whole issue of multiple ownership. No. From there, you go and get involved. Since this guy owns this one, and this other one, when it suits him, let's go. He gets incentives to win, and when it doesn't, he loses.
Why mix together? Because it goes.
Because it goes in that same direction. No, that same one. It goes in that same direction. You play for the convenience of the...
Are you playing for the...
Convenience of the other... Lea,
call Lea. Please.
Call
Lea, call, please. I was saying,
Well, we're running out of time, but the other day I was telling the story. Stop looking at that. You're getting worked up. Forget about the time. No, listen, I was telling a story.
If you give him $20 more, he'll stay. Listen
to this, Marcy, listen. He talks so much, but he's going to put up the money. Listen to this one.
By contract and without third parties. By contract and without third parties.
In a stadium, there was a guy who used to fix the referees. And he would say to the president, he says, no, look, I fixed the referees. The sign is that if the referee, if I greet him with a kiss and a hug, it's fixed. Your team is going to win. Yes, but he gives me the money after the match is over, okay? Of course. So all the referees knew this guy, and he would go to the field, hug him there, and the president would look at him and wink like saying, it's done. When the home team won, they would get his money to him because they said it was fixed, right? But in reality, the referee didn't even know. When the team tied or lost, the president or the manager would go up to this guy and say, hey, what happened? And he couldn't do anything. But the referees never actually took part. The middleman was the one who took the money for those kinds of things in football. Well, that same
middleman is the one who later promises you, hey, if you go along with it, I'll pay you a little. Can you
hear me? Can you hear me? The day someone comes and tells you to throw the game, that's when it's about your morals because it goes against what you're supposed to do. But if you're going to win,
morality doesn't show up, it disappears because of victory or defeat. It doesn't.
Morality comes from what you choose to do or not do.
Well, then, once you accept winning under that incentive and accept the rest afterward, I don't have to.
Except going backwards. It's completely different. It's totally different because it goes against my principle.
It's the same thing. It's exactly the same. The only thing that changes is one thing. You're being the puppet of the person who's hiring you. What is reality? Yes, because you accept that. And then after that, the guy has an open line to ask you for other things. But where did you get that from? How do you do it?
How are you, Lea? Good evening. Sorry for the late hour, but a nice debate started here and, well, because of your experience as a professional player. But now the debate is going in a different direction. A bit like what you contributed in the chat. So, we wanted to hear your opinion about incentives, right?
Good, good. I'm listening to how everyone is doing at the table, greeting everyone.
Hello, Lea.
I'm listening very closely and attentively to what you're currently debating and discussing, and it's something I personally experienced firsthand, having been the team captain and actually living through it as a player from the inside. I believe it was in the year 2012, or perhaps it was 2013, with the...
Doubt, not naming names, you see, Lea, how it is. Not even the team.
It's good to give names for... Oh, well, okay. I didn't reach that level. I'm telling you things from way down below. For example, that year, 3 teams were fighting relegation from C to D. I was the captain of JJ Turquiza, from C to
The letter D, which is pronounced as D.
a mid-table team. We had a salary. Thank God I came from another club and had a different contract. I could get by, but there were guys who didn't have enough or couldn't even afford to travel. There were a lot of tough situations, and we were a mid-table team. And fighting relegation were San Miguel, El Porvenir, and Lujan. Lujan, who, along with the other 3, were all fighting down there, and Zacachispas too. There were 4 teams in total, and in the last 4 matches, we had to play against 3 of those teams. Look, I have to tell you that 1 week after finishing training one day as captain, I went with the goalkeeper, who was also their captain, and we went to the field of a team where we were going to play. The president would welcome us. Guys, come on up here. We're having some drinks. Do you want something to eat? All right. If you win on Saturday, there's 50 grand, and I was making 6 grand a month. Do you get what I'm saying? Or
I mean, from 6,000 to 50,000. Yeah, but to split up,
After,
splitting it up,
then comes the capital 50 for the
team. At that time, you'd get 3 grand each. Each.
person. So basically half a month's salary for winning a match.
I'm asking you because, look, in the end, all of this ended up with Naples, AFC Naples over there, because we all started with the idea that now Naples needs velocity to beat the last team, and then someone came up with the idea that there could be incentives and all that, and that's where the whole discussion started. What I was saying is that when you're not playing for anything and you're just wishing for the season to end, thank you. And then seemingly out of nowhere, you suddenly get an extra incentive, which in this particular case happens to be a financial one. This means you now have another additional motivation to really push yourself even further and say to yourself, besides the 3 points I was originally aiming for and working towards, oh, I want the other thing too.
Well, I mean, I don't 100% agree, but there is some truth to that. Look, let me tell you. Let me sum it up for you. What do you mean you don't agree? Didn't you guys say...
In the locker room? Lea, in the
locker room, didn't you say, come on, guys, we're saved this month? You sounded so sure, so confident when you said it, as if everything was finally going to work out for us, at least for now.
Yeah,
Look how beautiful it is. It's beautiful.
that's better than... I told you that was the reality.
That he woke up in a bad mood and found the rod.
There you go. You guys were more motivated than the team that was about to win the championship.
One match before the end of the season, we played an away match against San Miguel. I personally went to the company of a club president, which was a meaningful experience for me. I went to the president's company myself. How are you? How are you? Are you okay? Here, this is yours. That's it. Thanks for the match. That's it. Bye. The other part, for us as players, I always want to play. For me, beyond what Rodo said, the motivation for that match, the motivation is to play well in the last game, to finish as high as possible, to have a good match for next year. For a footballer, the motivation will always be football. More than money, always. First football, then money, you see? So my thoughts, and I think most football players, are that if there's money, it's welcome. Read.
here we are about the end, but I thank you. T.
Well, I'm
In short, excuse me for misunderstanding me. No, it's fine. We let you talk because what you're sharing from the inside is really entertaining and super valuable. You just said the most important thing is football, and I totally agree. That's what I was getting at in the beginning. When the most important thing is football and you've been having terrible weeks of training because you're not getting along with the... Thank you. Coach, because you're fighting, because the team is in last place, because you don't have a chance, because it's hard for you to go to training and you have an extra motivation. That's what creates the chemistry in football, and the team feels different, and that energy is contagious, and good vibes start spreading. So that's what I was getting at. There's nothing wrong with it. Either way, you were going to go do what you had to do, which is win. So what I'm talking about is that in a certain context, when you don't, thank you, you're not playing for anything. That's why I said Charlo is coming to play for his life, because he still has a sporting chance. But when you're drifting in dead water, when for 3 matches you haven't gone anywhere, and then something like this comes from above, it helps with harmony, it helps make training better, and it helps you arrive in a better state. I'm not saying that on the weekend you're going to give more or play with a different intensity just because they gave you money, but it does help with the chemistry and helps you arrive at the match in a better state.
I get what you're saying, and I don't know how things are handled here in the United States, but if that happens in, thanks, Argentina, people are speculating all week. Hey, how much will it be? Is it good? Who's going to put up the money? They're speculating because they know the situation they're in, that they don't have any chances, and that the other team has a chance, and that a third team has a chance if you win the match. Do you get what I'm saying? So people speculate, they talk about it, and if they don't call you, you make the call yourself. Hey, look, what's up? What's on for the weekend?
I'd love to keep chatting until midnight, but we can't. And I'll take this opportunity because things have gotten so... We're preparing for the end of November a special show, a special live broadcast with former players, among whom, if my friend Lea doesn't let me down, will also be there. A live show to share stories. Just like these, like the ones Lea just told.
Lea will surely be there. Rodo invited you. I imagine you'll be there with the others. It's going to be...
Special.
It's going to be...
I think we're planning it for a Friday at the end of November. It won't be on a Wednesday. It'll be with chance with...
Everything Live, November 29th. Lea Sosa is already officially confirmed for a...
live barbecue, with the grill going live, with former players sharing stories already.
Roberto Trota is also confirmed, which is great news. He was an assistant coach in Dubai, there with Diego Maradona.
Come on, dear Lea, you're invited. Big hug, my friend. Thank you so much, really.
Thank you.
Bye. Well, Frecuencia Oregon says the ball doesn't get stained. Thank you. I think
It can't be more stained than this.
Mariana, you know, this is something that actually happens quite frequently in the world of boxing. Fighters sometimes take it easy, and the most recent example of this was in Canelo's fight, right?
There is clear and convincing evidence of that, please.
Lorenzo, there are cases in soccer where we know teams have paid to win a match. I think I already read that. No, yes. FIFA says, well, that's punishable. Also, a bit of information.
I'll give you. Maybe people don't know that. I mean, this was about 3 years ago. Well, I had people working with me. They took charge of a team in the Copa Libertadores, a small team. But honestly, they knew they weren't going to make it past the group stage. But at that time, I think a draw was worth $300,000. A win in the group stage was $600,000. So a very good amount. So the league, the competition, is already about the prize money. Aside from the prize for having qualified the club, those bonuses would obviously be distributed. Then there are different ways that gets divided. It goes to the club, and the club might say, okay, 50% for the club, 50% for the squad. The captain receives it and then discusses it with the other leaders. Sometimes it's split equally. Sometimes it's based on minutes played. I've seen players with calculators like, no, but you played 0.3 minutes. So everyone is fighting for their share. Just so you realize that this is something...
No, well, but there are also, thank you, there are also some really good gestures. For example, there are players who would do things like Turco Garcia talked about this, for instance, where they would make sure he played at Huracan, even if it was just for 5 minutes, so that he could get paid too. So just as there are people who are very tight-fisted, there are also people who do really good things. No, but that...
There's nothing set in stone. As we always say, within illegality or gray areas, you can't do something structured and organized. So that ends up being handled at the discretion of the people who run the locker room. All right, imagine if Marcelo were the captain. Marcelo, someone just came, knocked on the door, and said that if we spoke well about a certain person, we'd get 5 pizzas and 2 sodas. What should we do? No, I'll buy them myself. Wow. Let's go, Marcelo. There you go. Marcelo pays for the pizzas. That's
what I wanted to say. Marcelo pays for the pizza. Look, you deserve for Lea to say something that I hate when people say to us, but you really did deserve it. Because of people like you, we journalists deserve it when some players tell us, no, you never played. What are you talking about?
I wish Leo had said it to you. I stayed up until midnight. Come on, let's go. No, no, no. Listen to me for a second. Tomorrow is going to be a beautiful day. Do you know why? Because I'm going to find a suitcase with a dollar sign on it and this next to it.
Sorry. I love you. Well, look. The person in charge of the controls has left us. We are alone. We are already 20 minutes over. Without
Tito, without producer? But if not,
I'll ask Franco. Today, everything happened to us. If you noticed, it was a completely different show. One of the cameras, I don't know what happened to it. Now I'm going to ask him why it didn't want to work.
why?
Didn't it want to work? I don't know. The console, nothing. The tables, everything. The highlights. We didn't see Messi's goals. The show, the format of the show changed. But I think this format is here to stay, Franco. Yes, that's what I've been saying for a month. Because I liked it, that tall chair. Carlos, give it back. Get them to refund what you paid.
I've had enough.
All right, that's it.
Okay, let's go. There's someone over there just ahead of us who I think we should approach carefully and see what they're doing, just to be sure.
Tell the people in the chat if they like this format. Homework.
For the whole week. And it's here to stay. There will be incentives.
We're leaving now, so goodbye. I have to get up and I'm going to run the console for a while. So that's it for now. Goodbye and take care. This studio transforms your ideas into unique experiences. Audiovisual production, photography, streaming, and events in the heart of Naples. Find out more at www.dstudioswfl.com or follow us on Instagram and join our community.
Anthony Rikichi Masonry, with over 30 years of experience providing high-quality masonry work. If you're looking for construction cladding, we are your solution. We offer you quality for your projects, both interior and exterior. Anthony Rikichi Masonry. Supporting soccer in Naples.
Contact us at 239-450-4470 for assistance.
LG Home Team. Thinking about selling your house? Sell or buy your home with confidence at LG Home Team. Professional aesthetic preparation. Professional staging that transforms your property. High-quality photography, official sponsor of 239-450-4470, Naples Soccer. Collier Builders Group, CBG Naples, is your partner for high-standard residential remodeling and design in Naples, Florida. We create custom-made spaces with excellence and style, considering every detail and every home. This project is presented by 239 Soccer Naples. One Way Auto Care, your trusted workshop in Naples, Florida. Maintenance, repairs, and diagnostics with the best personalized service. Your car always safe, fast, and in the best hands. Learn more at onewayautocare.com.
CGPS Accounting Service in the heart of Golden Gate. Over 15 years providing accounting and tax services, taxes, accounting, payroll, notary services, and more. Call us at 239-434-7400 or on WhatsApp at 239-449-0316. CGPS Accounting Service, proud sponsor of 239 Football Naples.
Black Mangrove Woodworks, specialists in wood and metal design and fabrication for residential and commercial projects. From tables and counters to unique decorative structures, everything is handmade with premium quality. Black Mangrove Woodworks, artisanal design and fabrication in wood and metal. BlackMangroveWoodworks.com, official sponsor of 239 Football Naples.
Gulf Coast Adult Soccer League is the adult soccer league in Naples. Games are played at North Collier Regional Park. 7-a-side, 11-a-side, men's, women's, co-ed with categories from 18 up to 60 years old. If you're looking to compete, have fun, and connect with soccer lovers of any age, this is your league. 239 Football and Gulf Coast Adult Soccer League, supporting soccer in Naples.
Six Sigma Roofing, specialists in roofing construction and remodeling throughout Florida. Protect your home with quality, trust, and fast solutions for every need. Learn more at sixsigmaroofing.com. This message is brought to you by 239 Football Neighbors.
At Super Soccer, we live and breathe soccer, footwear, team apparel, fan gear, and custom uniforms. Now you can print your name and personalize your uniform to represent your team in style. Super Soccer, sponsor of 239 Football.
Argentinos Naples Club, a cultural space for the Argentine community in Naples. Event organization, cultural parties, traditional food, and live bands. Join this passion on Instagram and Facebook.